Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the campus of Mercer University. I'm Rick Cameron, visiting today with the Director of Athletics, Jim Cole at Mercer. And Jim, I guess it was a fast year. This time last year, you were taking over as the Director of Athletics at Mercer University. A lot of wonderful things are happening. But let's go back to that fall a year ago. Tell us about some of the things you were most pleased, whether they were academic about our athletes or athletics in general.
Well, it was a great fall, and I tell you, both academics and athletics were a pleasant surprise, especially with, we set from the get-go that we wanted academics and winning that all-academic trophy to be one of our top priorities. And the fall sports really stepped forward and put us in the 75% range, which is striking distance to winning that trophy. So going into the spring, we knew we had a shot. And that's based upon the percentage of your student athletes making academic all-conference. And so we were in that 75% range, and women's soccer won their trophy. So it just rolled into a great spring with the fall really producing for us.
Now let's talk about women's soccer finishing second in the regular season, but winning the ASUN tournament, advancing to the NCAA tournament where they play the University of Florida. What does that mean for a program such as Mercer's to advance to the NCAA tournament after a run like that?
Well, it's great because Grant Serafi does a great job. Grant really expects a lot of himself. He expects a lot of his team and the athletic department as a whole, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've told the coaches that I want them to be, I want them to hassle me, and he's always expecting the best, and we're trying to give it to him, not only facility upgrades, but he really set the standard, and he has for a couple of years now of winning the regular season. A couple of years ago, he won a conference last year. So we're proud of Grant, and that team really, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with for a lot of steady years to come.
Now, our fall sports are known to battling a lot of great opponents. Of course, we know the quality in the Atlantic Sun Conference, the quality there, but they're not afraid to step out and play name opponents. Share with us some of those opponents that we'll see either here in Macon or on the road this fall.
Well, also you got Brad Russo in men's soccer, who I think is on the verge of a breakout year this year or next year. And Grant always prides himself on taking on some big teams. Last year we played Florida State and Georgia at home, which was great crowds. So, that strength of schedule is still going to be there again. Brad is playing some good teams on the road. So we're looking forward to some good competition coming here and also on the road as well.
Now let's expand that to two other events, Jim, this fall that Mercer will be sponsoring. The Run Fit Invitational Cross Country event on September 17th at the Georgia Industrial Children's Home, and the Brickyard Golf Tournament in October. Those two events won a lot of local talent, but the Brickyard has become one of the premier tournaments in the country with some of the top golf programs around.
Oh, it has, and I'll tell you how important the Brickyard is to us, because it truly has become a destination point for a lot of college teams. Every coach we've interviewed when they've come here for this job opportunity has remarked about the reputation that the Brickyard has around the country, and so we're looking to continue that. And also Ryan Bailey does a great job of, he's probably my most efficient coach, cross country, and the resources he has. He gets the most out of them. He has a lot of volunteers. His wife helps out. So, he really puts on a first-class event. And the main thing is, you're getting those people here to Macon, to Mercer.
Yep.
It's the camps. It's the football camps, lacrosse camps. Those kids now and children, kids and children both, young adults get here on campus, see our facilities, and just like this job search interview, every time somebody comes to Mercer and has a chance to really see what we have, they kind of stand in awe and say, wow, I just didn't know you had all this. So every time we get a chance to get that big a crowd on campus in Macon, we're very supportive of Coach Bailey and the golf program.
Now, so folks will mark that on their calendar. That's September 17th for the Run Fit, Brickyard October 6th through the 9th. And by the way, they'll be among the other teams that will be coming in, the defending national champion Augusta State, along with Georgia and Tech. So that's a great field for folks to mark on their calendar. And, of course, Labor Day weekend, Jim, we've also got the Bear Brawl volleyball tournament, which has become a big hit for folks to come in the Mercer area, and that's coming up real soon.
Yes, it is, and it'll be one of our first signature events for the volleyball season. And Noelle has, really made this a key part of her program as people from around the country travel to play in this tournament here on the university floor. And what a great facility we've got there. I kind of left that out in our talk about, you know, the soccer and cross country are outdoor sports, but for us to take advantage of such a wonderful facility in the University Center and have volleyball play there, have a great tournament, great venue for parents and fans of other universities come and watch is truly special. And I thank to the president and leadership of the university for letting us have and use such a great facility.
Now, football. We all know that a lot of important announcements regarding football, including the head coach, to begin in fall of 2013. And even though that's not an ASUN sport, in the South, football is just such a passion among sports fans. And I know we've seen that since the announcement, the spinoff of not only just the emphasis on the sport itself, but how it has raised the awareness of all of other Mercer sports. How has that announcement of football, will it affect other fall sports at Mercer?
Yeah, it will. And, you know, I've said to people this, that football gives us a gravitas and as a department as a whole. And I really didn't understand that until we actually had announced it. And it just really consummates the program. I mean, and that's the whole athletic program of you've got everything you need. You've got the fall, the spring, the I'm going to say summer sports and baseball and softball. But, you know, there's nothing like the pageantry of college football, the campus life, the 6 days on campus in the fall, the tailgating, the you know, the student athletes, the students waiting on Friday night for the big game. And, you know, I read an article the other day, and it was, you know, talking about Coastal Carolina, and I had found it online. It was talking about their baseball coach, which that's their flagship sport is baseball. And he was talking about how football had really raised the elevation of their baseball program because it brought that seriousness to the program and the you know, the exposure.
All right, Jim, let's talk about our coaches. You've touched on those already, but let's just real quickly capsule each of these head coaches. They've all got experience at what they do. Grant Serafi, Brad Russo, Noel Rook, Ryan Bailey. Just briefly touch on each coach and what they do to lead these student athletes. Well,
Grant Serafi is just intense. If I can put one word, he's an intense, very focused young man, and glad to have him. Coach Russo, he's the same way. He runs a great program, very organized, very efficient, and I tell you the truth, he's truly a good teacher of those young men. I wouldn't mind having my son play for him as far as teaching life lessons. Noelle, I mean, Noelle's our PR person. She loves Mercer. She loves that program. She's a great ambassador for the sport. And academic-wise, she just knocks it out of the park. I think last year out of 15 student athletes, she had 14 make all-academic, all-conference. So I'm looking forward to her, you know, being the front runner again. And Ryan Bailey, as I said, just efficient. He knows his business, but he does more with less. And again, academically, he does knock it out of the park too. Last year, I believe he came in second in our program as far as the number of student athletes on the all-academic. And so just a great group of people to have in that program, and we're extremely proud of all of them.
So here we are, the start of year 2 of Jim Cole as the Director of Athletics. What are your goals for these programs this fall?
Well, you know, Rick, we don't really set you know, we don't ever go into the year and set you've got to win so many games or you've got to produce this championship. I kind of divide it into 2 areas. You know, I hate to talk military terms, but you know, I was meeting with the base commander at Warner Robins the other day, and he was talking about how that they have a very quiet mission, and it's to provide the resources for the flyboys, which are the F-15 pilots and the F-16. And we're kind of the same way. Our coaches and the teams are the ones that get the, you know, the glamour, and we take an approach that we don't tell them who to play, we don't tell them who to hire, and you know, they truly run their own programs. But our goal as an athletic department is to provide a very efficient, mistake-free, stress-free environment so those coaches can focus on one thing, and that's running that program so that they can in turn be winners and win that championship. Because I also tell our department that we can be the most efficient and we can have the best department, but nobody's going to know it unless those coaches win those championships. And so that's what we're striving for. And once you know, we lay out a vision for them, then we relay that to the coaches, and they know what we're trying to do for them. And you know, it just makes their job easier to go out and put those W's up on the scoreboard.
All right, Jim, thanks for taking time for being with us today. Congratulations on a very successful first year, and I know you're excited going into this fall, and we certainly want to encourage each one of you to take a look at the schedule. Some great events coming up this fall, and certainly a lot of exciting things currently underway at the Department of Athletics at Mercer University. Thanks for joining us today. On behalf of Jim Coe, this is Rick Cameron, and we thank you for being with us.